Nigerians they so used to bad governments, so they no believe say good governance they possible. When you are under oppression, for how long do you fight for freedom? As long as it takes until you get the freedom. Some people go say I'm not into politics. Well, sweetheart, politics is into you. Waiting really funny for bag of rice at 60 or 70,000. In fact, the people will lead protest against fuel subsidy 10 years later, now them don't come remove the subsidy. The hope of every corrupt politician in Nigeria is in a criminal INEC and a criminal judiciary. President Tinubu, the current president, is one of the only leaders who come in 2023 and less than 1 year into office begin campaign for the next one. What the APC cannot do does not exist. In fact, APC should be conducting NSPPD for Nigeria. People who feel so fake Anglican bishop cap and gown wear people. We have built a system of criminality. Nigeria is brazenly run by criminals, and there can be no justice in a country where criminals makes the laws. The people who die for answers, you know that they go, they think the country done better. Any law enforcement agency that cannot protect the life of the living cannot give justice to the dead. In a country where evil is the normal thing, you who does good becomes the abnormal person. I don't have a business with you, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I have a business with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. What I will criticize is your work as it concerns your office and the power given to you. That is how it affects me. I don't have a business with Godswill Oboda Akpabio. I have a problem with Senate President Godswill Oboda Akpabio. You are a public office holder. You must be held to account. The real Yahoo boys are in government. They are in the National Assembly. If you want to end this Yahoo, fix that Yahoo. As me and you sit down here, we are one court order away from being remanded in a prison.
Fellow Nigerians, I don't show again. No, Abi, we don't show. And a wise man won't talk, say the common way people, they give up their power. Now, when they think say they no get at all. But you know the truth, you get power. Where that power dey? For your mouth. So my question for you be say, wait till you dey talk. You dey give me joy when I dey read our comment section, I dey see say when I dey talk. That's why we call them Lahore Talk Podcast, because I beg. Talk. Welcome to another exciting edition of Lahore Talk Podcast. As I sit down here now, Vic Riches, they talk to you now. And as always, me I no go come alone. Bye, Bisas, I don't full ground.
Hello, Nadena. Welcome to the Lahore Talk Podcast. And the person where we get today on the show, chai. We cannot wait to get into the conversation because it's a serious something. This person, Nigerian political activist and social commentator. And he has already used and leverage his digital presence to talk about and advocate for reforms like the INEC reforms and so many other things. My people, please welcome the one, the only Randy Peter Aka, aka Randy Peter.
What an introduction.
That's so you do. Why we there here now? We there to talk.
Make I talk.
Because we just dey tell him before we start recording, say talk no dey finish for him mouth. And not the person we just dey talk. If they talk sense. Person we know all the states and capitals of different countries
My
and
guy,
the world.
the very first time where I got in contact digitally on social media with Randy Peters, now when he was talking about the state and capital, and then he was mentioning US presidents and vice presidents and their years, I'm like, where you who you be?
Now something where you sit down, study. I be now through school experiences.
You know the truth of the matter. Waiting I come notice. They say some people go tell you say maybe you are a genius. You are very, but not completely true. What I have just come to realize, they say God will wire you and configure you in line with waiting He will make you accomplish, in line with your purpose. So for me, anything government and leadership, because I'm very interested in humanity and people. So if we read news bar and I see news flash, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu sends troops to Gaza. I want to know waiting him do during him period. So it is not likely that I will forget that name. So if I just move again, I go to Finland or somewhere, they say the Finnish President Alexander Stubb, he go hook for my head. So if you take me maybe to sports, it may not be the same. Yeah. You understand? So if you take, so it is because of your interest and then you pay attention to it. What you nurture will grow, and that is why we are where we are.
What you nurture will grow.
Okay.
Now, it don't make sense where we see how passionate your advocacy for government reforms, electoral reform. It don't make sense to see where that thing they come from. Now, wetin make you transition from, because before we dey see comic content creation to all of a sudden, but it's serious. This change must happen.
It has to.
So now wetin make that transition happen for you?
Do you know that the transition no be really say I move from one thing to something different? It's still a connection of everything why they do. Whether we dey do comedy, it is to make us better as human beings. Say we get things to talk and laugh about. If you see me, they call current affairs now to remind you, say leaders dey. Nigerians, you know, they pay attention to your leaders. The way politics, the person will be president today, he was governor before, he was senator. Like right now, the current president is a former governor, the current vice president is a former governor, former senator. If you don't pay attention, you no go know wetin they been done do. We come carry them reach for where they dey. So if you don't pay attention to antecedent and track record, you are going to make a mistake, and that is where Nigerian problem lies, because we continue to recycle the same old and expired people. So waiting come make me move to this one now is because a lot of people dey where they make Nigerians they laugh. We go there on social media, we like content, we like skits, which is good. But behind these smiles are a group of people who are struggling through too many things. Nigerians are struggling through anxiety, depression, and a whole lot of issues that can be fixed by government. A lot of people don't take them now as spiritual. Anything as spiritual, you go pray, make lights come, pray, make road good, pray, make everything. Meanwhile, now government, they all our neck. So that is why I say, as people they make laugh, let us see whether we fix this government. So that you as comedian, when you go show, it go easy make people laugh. For Nigeria, today everybody they come from place of tension. So you go need to struggle to whet the appetite. Because everybody they waiting really day to show you, they crack joke, people they look you like
waiting
this.
Funny.
Waiting really funny for a bag of rice at 60 or 70,000. So we must fix government, make our lives they better, then support entertainers too.
So you know that some people don't they talk say, especially critics, they don't they talk say the kind of activism way they do not to build your own personal brand. No, there's nothing you fit tell them. And how you go take response to those people we feel say your activism now performative?
I will say let the end justify the means and let the work speak for itself. Is he get anybody we go do something we go put himself by the side? You need to be there to do it in you do now. You understand?
Nah,
so if you are saying that, but I understand where a lot of that sentiments come from. Nigerians they so used to bad governments, so they no believe say good governance they possible. And there are lots of people where be say don't stand for Nigeria before they talk. People where they this government, where they destroy this country today, at some point they were freedom fighters. So Nigerians have every reason to be concerned about anybody who come out, they talk, say you be advocate. I don't even call myself an activist. It's people who use that word. I call myself a human rights and youth advocate, because the word activist don't become something else. So you go see person today, the thing where you been they criticized yesterday, today you go defend them. You can see people Reno Mokri, you can see the people we've been. So in Nigeria, a lot of Nigerians do not necessarily hate corruption. The problem is who or how that corruption they benefits you. The same thing where person go call corruption, if it start to benefit you, they call grace and blessing. So I understand that sentiment, but what I need to say is that for me, I stick by my principle. To yourself, be true. The opinions of others are their opinions. I don't have control over your reaction. I have control over my action. I will do what I believe in, do what I know I can do best, God helping me. Let the result and the work speak for itself. In the fullness of time, you will come to realize the truth.
Randy, speaking of waiting you believe, election now 2027.
Yeah.
But these days we see actionable steps towards 2020. This now 2025.
Yes.
And in the last couple of months, I don't see waiting you believe boldly written for your clothes. Electoral reform. Fixing INEC
now.
My question for you is, waiting they cause people to push for this reform, particularly you. Secondly, people we don't come on mind for electoral umpire.
Yes.
They don't come off faith for electoral umpire. That's why they don't talk, say, vote not to. Person will go enter office. Yes. What you guys tell them?
Those people we don't come out mind, the question why I go ask you or waiting I go tell you be say, if you like come out mind for government or put mind for government, the consequences of that government you go live with them. You go still fit be victim of a government you decide to ignore. In fact, the reason say make you disappointed and frustrated now the prayer of politicians. No pay attention so that the criminality where we do, we go get chance do them well. So it is intentional to throw many things at you. That is why for Nigeria, if you wake up tomorrow na Kwam 1, Kwam 2, na Akpabio, na this, na that. So it is a lot. Then the people who are now struggling with poor healthcare, bad economy, educational system. So Nigerians have little or no energy to invest in something they believe will not even work. So it is a deliberate attempt to put you down and impoverish you. But you must always remember that whether or not you remain focused, you can still be a victim. Stray bullet will still hit you. You will still go hospital, no oxygen. You may be even rushed. There is even ambulance, but there is no lane to take you on a special lane to the hospital. So Nigeria can happen to you whether or not you are paying attention. Some people go say, I'm not into politics. Well, sweetheart, politics is into you. It is either you decide to actively take part and make the decision, or outsource it to charlatans to make the decisions for you, but you will live with the consequences. Now, to electoral reform, Nigeria will they live a lie. Nigeria problem no they change since 1960. It is like Z word, extraordinary every day. So if you they talk about insecurity today, you don't talk and before. If they talk about hunger today, you don't talk and before. The difference is that you will be discussing it on different platforms with different and maybe with different people and different figures. Occupy Nigeria during Jonathan for subsidy. We still they talk about subsidy today. In fact, the people will lead protest against fuel subsidy 10 years later, now them don't come remove the subsidy. That is because the problem with Nigeria is an outright lack of accountability. Politicians know that there is no way for you to hold them accountable. Anybody can do anything and go away with it. You can be a calamity as Buhari and you will do 8 years and you will even bring in a successor. Why? Because Nigerians do not have a system of holding those leaders accountable. What is that system? Electoral process. The foundation of every democracy is free, fair, and credible elections. That is why Nigerian politicians go do everything but give you free and fair election. Why? Because they know that if you are able to hold them, see, riches, there is no politician who will know that you have the capacity to vote him in and vote him out who will not perform. It is not people who beg leaders to perform. It is the system that instills discipline on you. Look at Donald Trump, the US president. He's the most powerful man in the world, at least by position. Today, Donald Trump entered January 20th this year, about 6 or 7 months. He struggled to shape his foreign policy agenda, deliver on immigration. Why? US system does not even give you 4 years. By 2 years in 2026, next year, they will do what they call midterm elections. It is either the Senate or the House will flip to Democrats. It puts the person in the White House in a difficult situation. So because they know that power must come from the people, they must perform. In Nigeria, there is no means of accountability. The hope of every corrupt politician in Nigeria is in a criminal INEC and a criminal judiciary. Nigerians must decide to either fix it, or you will renew your Shege subscription for another 4 years. While you are complaining, they are preparing to come back. They will come back in 2027. You have 4 more years. If you do nothing about election, they will be back in 2031. For how long do you want to lament? How many years of your life do you want to spend under mediocre and dysfunctional leadership? Stop addressing the symptom. Focus on the root cause of the problem. It is the recruitment process, INEC. Fix it.
So from now till before the elections, 2027, can it be fixed?
It can be fixed.
But the argument we say, INEC no get independence.
Yes.
So now that independence...
No, INEC get independence. That is just the highway stand by the name.
Okay, that's it. But now only by paper.
Yes. The thing is that the question you will ask yourself is, my sister and my brother, if the people where they destroy the country, you know, say they complain about bad economy, insecurity and all. The people who put you for this position, they are preparing to come back in 2027. In fact, President Tinubu, the current president, is one of the only leaders who come in 2023 and less than 1 year into office, begin campaign for the next one. So you come with renewed hope. The people are experiencing renewed hopelessness, but you are already preparing for another 4 years. So what is giving you the guarantee? If they see people where they spoil your life, they come together to agree on say how they want hold power back. You will be the victim of their bad government. When you won't come together, rescue yourself. So you will now ask yourself the question, if you say INEC no go work, who go make it no work? The people where they make no work, how many are there? The power of the people and the people in power, who should be greater? Nigerians, we are becoming voluntary slaves and accomplices to our own oppression. Once everybody say tire, and you are maximally mobilized by your suffering, you will besiege the Senate, get electoral reform and fix INEC. Because even the politicians, Nigerians, they fear people where they fear them.
So do you believe that Nigeria can ever get a truly free and fair election under this political structure, or is just too rotten to fix?
My dear sister, do you believe that in spite of everything where they happen for Nigeria and in the world, that you will have a good life? You believe him?
Yeah, I believe him.
Riches, you believe him? You believe, say, no matter how things bad, there, you get one hope for your mind where you go believe, say, your own go different, things go better.
Yes, that one you go hold on to.
When you are under oppression, for how long do you fight for freedom? As long as it takes until you get the freedom. So it is not a question of whether it is mission that can be possible. It is mission that must be possible. So the time you are sitting to ask whether INEC can be fixed, deploy it to making it fixed or getting it fixed. It is something that you cannot shy away from. If you like, run from here to America. If you go now, you go start to do jobs where you know fit even do for Nigeria, you go do there. Loneliness, how many of your family won't carry?
Right.
Jackpa. Go to hospital today. Hospitals are like mortuaries. So Nigeria is facing us every day. The question is, when do you want to get the courage and confidence? If people, where they destroy this country, calculate all of them for Senate, calculate the governors. Let us make them maybe 20,000 as against how many million people? How bad now?
You know this thing, you bring our justice system. It's unfortunate, say, every sector for Nigeria is somewhat questionable. You won't question them. Our justice system particularly. This activism and advocacy, what they push for.
Yes.
As you are passionate about them, there are thousands of people that are passionate about it.
Yes.
But one thing where they fear for, and their freedom. So instead, where I go lose my freedom, make a cuckoo keep short. Now people like you, we don't decide, say, regardless of it all, we go talk.
Yes.
We go talk. How I want to encourage that kind of people?
Riches. The Nigerian judiciary is not the last hope of the common man. Now, waiting is supposed to be, but this case, it has become the last hope of the uncommon man. Because a judiciary must be able to dispense justice for the state and not for statesmen. Now, where we did today, so. But waiting Nigerians go decide to know, be saying, it does not matter how bad a thing is. As long as you be victim to that thing, you must work hard to rescue yourself. The only systems where they work in Nigeria is crime and criminality. Every other system, if you bring somebody to talk about agri here, it is not working. Education is not working. Health is not. Economy, petroleum sector, transport. What is thriving is crime and criminality. Because we have built a system that rewards that criminality. You know, say when I tell you, I say what you nurture will grow and develop. We were just talking and I told you, I say in a country where evil is the normal thing, you who does good becomes the abnormal person. The more criminal-minded you are in Nigeria, the more likely you will become president or governor. Because the system does not support integrity. That is how we are configured now, not to do well. So it is up to everybody. The judiciary, where you see our administration of criminal justice system, Oga Dele Farotimi wrote a book now. They even arrest and remand them for prison for Ado Ekiti. That judiciary has become a willing tool in the hands of politicians. Instead of being coordinates as other arms of government, they are like subordinates to the executive and legislative arm of government. So anybody can. As me and you sit down here, we are one court order away from being remanded in a prison. Person we no like waiting I talk here, just go take me before a magistrate, they remand me, they bring me, they say adjourn, they take you back, adjourn. Before you know, you have spent 6 months of your life on frivolous charges that you may know nothing about. Nigerians are languishing in detention facilities that people even think say some they have oversee or they don't die. They day some detention, DSS, EFC, go there and check. Go and ask human rights bodies. That reform from electoral reform, it moves into judicial reform. Because a country without justice cannot see peace. We are wasting time. Where there is so much injustice, you can only get peace of the graveyard. Nigeria is not doing well because of injustice and inequality. Prosperity must be shared. Justice must be seen equally with all people. Anything other than that is chaos and anarchy.
Andy Peters, you have been seen several times openly, audaciously, calling out some certain politicians corrupt and, you know, calling out their criminal activities. Are you ever worried or do you feel there is going to be like a political or potential legal retaliation?
Everything that I speak with facts. And one thing that you will not see me do is going into personality attack. I don't have a business with you, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I have a business with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. What I will criticize is your work as it concerns your office and the power given to you. That is how it affects me. I don't have a business with Godswill Akpabio. I have a problem with Senate President Godswill Akpabio. You are a public office holder. You must be held to account. Nigerians must know that it is our legitimate right to hold public office holders accountable. Their lives are run with taxpayer money. But the problem with Nigeria is that now that song we fella sing, we always get reason to fear. I know one die, I know one quench. Mama day for house, papa day for house. You will always have a reason not to speak up. But the question is, whether you talk, you will die. If you not talk, you will die. People who are dying in Benue Plateau, it's not because they were criticizing government, but they died anyway. In fact, the president went there and could not even visit Yele Water. People in Ekiti, remember when the KBC, they killed them Fulani herdsmen? The woman where they cry for Pala, she say, now that KBC be good person. Say during election, they say, the Bufun APC, vote for APC, vote. But immediately the APC government came of Tinubu, they were one of the first people Fulani herdsmen used to do festival of killing. So the government you support in incompetence, you can still be a victim of. So if you say, make you encourage people to come out and speak up, because your brother die for NSAS government or NSAS 3 bullets, no mean say you, Nigeria, no go fit still happen to you. So, in fact, if you fail to keep pushing and talking, you have failed. The people who die for NSAS, you know that they go, they think the country done better. They will be thinking that they were martyrs, that they died for a better country. Imagine keeping quiet and leaving a legacy of failure and despondency for them.
Try.
You must always find a reason to be hopeful. It's not because you will not see threats, but Nigerians leave it to only a few people, so you become soft targets. Imagine make just 1 million of us with the social media every day wake up, they talk about government, talk about leadership, talk about election. Where the prison to put all of us? But everybody cows in and say, okay, you talk, we stand with you. We stand with you. When they stand with me at the Kirikiri prison, you go stand for where?
Let's talk about state policing. What is your take on state policing? Because we've done have this conversation for years now. Why isn't it the norm now? Because it is important, it is needed.
Baby, the Nigerian security system is created to protect the elite. The way our police is structured is to protect the elite of the society. Nigeria has about 400,000 police officers, total number. Out of that number, more than 200,000, this is not my statistics, according to the former IG of police, Solomon Arase, more than 200,000 are drafted to protect politicians, pastors, their wives, imams, and then KBCs, emirs, obas, igwe, traditional leaders. So there are so many ungoverned spaces in Nigeria that have no security presence. But when you talk, say there should be state police, federal government will say state governors will abuse it.
Yeah.
The question is, you federal government who is abusing the federal police, what has been done to you? If you fix a system of accountability, no politician should be able to abuse anything. Because the truth is, no federation or nation can move forward with this system of security. Where in a country with 36 states and FCT, somebody is sitting in Abuja calling yourself Inspector General. So when something happens in Saigbama or in Ofa or in Lafiaji, the DPO is waiting for area commander. They are waiting for commissioner. They are waiting for signal from Abuja, waiting for body language. As against decentralizing security, you transfer somebody from Jalingo or Potiskum to come and be police in Odogolu. What does he know about the security system in Odogolu? So the way Nigeria is set up, it is set up not to do well. It is structured or configured to fail. And we, the victims, have been aiding and abetting it. So you go church, Gio go pray for you. You are led with pillar of cloud in a day, pillar of fire at night. But daddy, they use bulletproof SUV and about 4 mopo. So you are doing 2-factor authentication. In case the pillar of cloud no work, that bulletproof SUV is supposed to work. Or the police will carry you, it will protect you. Nigerians, we should stop deceiving ourselves. We must fix these institutions. And any law enforcement agency that cannot protect the life of the living cannot give justice to the dead. Stop wasting your time.
Oh yeah, now. Maybe we talk about another cancer with the ETOSOP, corruption.
Yes.
We don't mention them. In fact, you can't talk about Nigeria without bringing corruption. In between. But it can't be say we get a body.
Yes.
We suppose they regulate Economic and Financial Crimes Commission.
Yes.
But these days, we'd always hear of millions and billions of naira that was alleged to have been linked to a particular politician or any politician. But at the end of the day, we don't see a prosecution.
Yeah.
We just see a case of it being swept under the carpet.
Yes.
Practical example is Yahaya Bello.
Yeah.
Nigerians have been calling and calling and calling. But you can't find one boy inside Benz.
Yeah.
The next 2 minutes, after you don't police and label them, say, nah, Yahoo boy you be. Or we see very quick invasion. These days now we see invasions in hotel.
Yeah.
We see in restaurants.
Sting operations.
it is baffling, to say the least. So my question, that institution, perhaps it was created for the common man, not our political leaders.
The question is whether the EFCC is actually Economic and Financial Crime Commission, or it's a Yahoo boy, dispatch agency, that goes around. Do you know that there is no country in the world where there is no corruption, including Vatican, where the Pope is the head, and Saudi Arabia, where is the Holy Land of Islam, where people go to stone devil on the Mount of Arafat? There is corruption there. There is corruption in Jerusalem or Bethlehem. It is efficient leadership that builds structures and systems that plugs the loopholes to corruption and makes consequences for bad behavior. Before you talk about EFCC being able to fight corruption, what is the recruitment process of EFCC? Do you know people who got there through merit, or is it through people who recommendation? An agency that is supposed to fight corruption recruitment can be allegedly through a corrupt process. And then let me tell you, the past 2 EFCC chairmen in Nigeria were taken out of office on corruption allegation. Ibrahim Magu was not confirmed by Saraki Senate for 5 years. Buhari insisted that he should be there, based on a petition that was written to the Senate by the DSS, which is under the presidency. Finally, when they were to remove Ibrahim Magu, what happened? There were allegations that properties and resources that were seized by EFCC became secondary sources of corruption. They resell them, they do this. They set up a panel led by the retired president of the Appellate Court, Justice Ayo Salami. Till today, where is that report? They took him out. Today, Ibrahim Magu has been promoted as an AIG of police, a bit DIG. The person who replaced him, Abdurrashid Bawa, was brought from Port Harcourt. When Tinubu came, Abdurrashid Bawa was detained by DSS for more than 1 month. The 2 heads of anti-graft agencies were taken out of office based on corruption allegation. That should tell you everything you need to know about Nigeria. So if you are saying whether Yaya Bello or whether this, how many corruption EFCC cases do the people, almost everybody in this current administration, it is like the who is who in the corruption Olympics. The Senate president had cases with the EFCC. The president cases are even foreign too. The Buhari who came to fight corruption, they say he had integrity. 2 governors that were sentenced and convicted, Joshua Dariye and the Reverend Jolly Inyame of Taraba, he gave them presidential pardon. A man who came to fight corruption. There is a 7th senator who is a former governor that was convicted of money laundering. He was sentenced to prison. The 6 months where they did, whether now which prison he did sleep. Did they remove him as a senator or stop his salary and allowances? He used the same criminal judicial process, went back, overturned the ruling. Today he's seated there. So the Senate standing rules cannot even take care of criminals amongst them. It is women like Natasha who say, I will not sit here, that they will suspend for 6 months. We have built a system of criminality. Nigeria is brazenly run by criminals, and there can be no justice in a country where criminals make the laws. So it is either Nigerians decide to wake up and end this reign of criminality and impunity, or we just live with the consequence of it all.
By your recommendation, you go talk, say, make corruption become treasonable offense, such that we've seen other country, if you're caught, is either you don't buy that. Is that a recommendation for you?
There are different recommendations, Riches. First of all, you must create an avenue that incentivizes corruption. Create a system that rewards diligence. Then there should be consequence. The way Nigeria is structured today, you cannot stop a lot of you may not be able to defend criminality, but you can explain it. When there is this level of hunger and hardship and illiteracy, more than 20 million out of school children, it is a breeding environment for criminality. We must give everybody equal standard to thrive, and then strengthen our laws to hold people accountable, and then it will begin with the people at the top. There must be leadership by example. You cannot be a president and be buying jumbo presidential jets, budgeting money for office of the first lady, which is not a constitutionally recognized office, and then you are going after Yahoo boys. No, the real Yahoo boys are in government. They are in the National Assembly. If you want to end this Yahoo, fix that Yahoo with the powerhouse, with the government house. That is where the real Yahoo boys are living. The ones who are like the mentors of the people you are seeing now. We have built a system of corruption. People do not see public figures who stand with integrity to look up to. So it is not just merely recommending, say, treasonable should kill the person. There must be a system. Look at China. How are they fighting corruption? Look at Singapore, look at Saudi Arabia, look at America.
You keep saying, the people in government are even the ones that should be labeled as a Yahoo. But then again, there can be a charge leveled against people and the laws are not put in place.
Yes.
The legislators, are they ready to even change the laws?
The laws are even there. There are laws that criminalizes some of what they do. The question is, when you are so powerful that you have control over, Nigeria has strong men, not strong institutions. In a case like, let us say, an allegation is made against the Senate president, whether or not you are innocent or guilty, under normal crime, the appropriate thing to do is to recuse yourself and allow an independent investigation to clear you. But in Nigeria, the institutions do not have the capacity to do that. You can write a petition to the IG of police today. If you do not have the requisite connection and capacity, nothing may be done about it. So it is not because there are no laws. Nigeria's problem is not a lack of laws. It is the enforcement of our laws. If we follow all the laws that are on ground in Nigeria, everybody is supposed to do okay. So the politicians, they will twist it. So what happens is they make laws for the poor, but they cannot abide by those laws. So they privatize profit and socialize losses to you. So that is where Nigerians must fix. If you commit the same offense as a senator Pikin, they go tell you, say, poor man Pikin na thief, rich man Pikin na kleptomaniac.
We talk about the future of this country because more often than not, we don't sound like broken record. We talk about problem.
Yes.
But the reason all of us, they talk about these problems is because we want to see a better country.
Yes.
We're looking for solutions.
Yeah.
And as much as we get bad government or we get bad politicians, we get the ones they get foresight. Like Peter Obi talk, I am not corrupt. You get one statement where you make, I want to remember, I am not corrupt.
You say I'm not a thief, but I'm not a saint, but I'm not a thief.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the statements I'm looking for. People like Peter Obi, for instance, you could tell that they have intentions for great change. But I am worried, being that we as Nigerians, we don't get patience. We expect instantaneous results. Do you understand? So Peter Obi can enter office in 2 years now.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised that they will drag them the same way they don't drag every other person. For a country that's probably been damaged over a decade plus. What you go gas talk in that regard? Waiting be that thing where you go do that will probably change the current narrative and go make people still hold on to their faith. Say, with time, there could be a possible change in this country.
Riches, in fairness to your question, it is true that nation building is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It is built by resilient people who are determined to do good. But typical question for a person, from what you have even said, a person like Peter Obi, he may have had good intentions. What is the reason why Peter Obi did not get into power in 2023? INEC
declared results.
INEC declared results in the middle of the night when men were sleeping. And INEC said there was a glitch. Till today, nobody has told us what caused the glitch and why we should not have further glitches moving forward. So it is not about just having good intentions. There must be a system that allows people with good intentions to get into power. If not, you will go through the same cycle. The only hope of the current ruling party now in 2027 is through INEC and Judiciary. They know that the votes cannot come from any other place. President Tinubu is the only person who won presidency by losing the major voting blocks. He lost his home state of Lagos, lost Rivers, lost Kano, lost Abuja, lost Plateau, but somehow became president. And that is the template they will build on if you do not make any change to that system. So what is your guarantee that a person with good intentions will even get there if you fail to fix the system? You want to do coalition? To your own, that's your question. By the time you emerge through coalition, and then you need to service the interest of every politician where they there. If you decide to say you want to fight corruption in the oil sector, you look at people who join you for that coalition, the power brokers in that oil sector. If you try to go against them, they move from you, go from another coalition and remove you. That is why there is no substitute for electoral reform, where a clear mandate comes from the people and elects their leader, not coalitions that coalesce to re-coalesce just for the sake of power. And let me tell you, 2 years is enough for you to know a visionary and competent leadership where it is headed. Nobody should tell you it takes a lifetime. How many years did it take for Tinubu to buy presidential jet, to buy presidential yacht, to renovate houses in Dodan barracks of the president, even when he is living on pension as former governor of Lagos State? How many years did it take for him to put up that Lagos State pension when he was living as governor? How many years did it take to move Nigerians into the poverty capital of the world? How many years did it take for you people to ensure that there is enough money to do solar panel, build a vice presidential home for 20-something billion, renovate ICC for 39 billion, and rename after who renovated and not who built? That is outright criminality. 2 years is enough time to know where a competent and visionary leader is headed. It will not get there, but there will be a process that has begun. So we must know that from day one, Riches, if you get a leader who knows what he's doing, who has the support of his people, Nigeria will begin to see changes. Nobody should deceive you that it takes a lifetime for where.
So our problem as a people no be political party, not the individuals.
It is the individuals. It is the system. The political parties today have no ideologies. People who are in ADC coalition today, they were in one coalition in 2014 that brought Buhari APC. They were in PDP at some point. They were, even Obi himself was in PDP now, or in ABGA, in PDP, in Labour, to be fair to everybody. So political parties are vehicles of social engineering or social, getting into political office. But we need to know people who use political office for public good, and that is one thing that a person like Obi has consistently proven in his political life.
So do you think an Igbo man can be president in Nigeria?
An Igbo man should be president in Nigeria if we talk about unity as a people and if we want to move forward. Why should an Igbo man not be president? A region that has contributed probably maybe some of the greatest inventions and, in terms of economy and development. If we fought a civil war more than 50 years ago and we truly say we have forgiven ourselves, why should any part of it be marginalized? And then again, if you want to look at the power concentration, since 1960, we have had about 16 heads of states. Out of that number, about 10 have come from the north. How has it reflected in the betterment of their lives? When it comes to out-of-school children, of the about 18 million, the north alone accounts for more than 12 million. When it comes to hunger and poverty, they are the most backward. So what are we using power for? We must come to a point where we are talking about competence and capacity, not where a person is from. If Tinubu is president today, how well are the people of Ekiti, the people of Osun, how much are they buying bread or fuel? So it is not even about the region or the tribe of the person. It is the character and capacity of the leader. And if we say that we are a group of people who want to live as a nation, as one people, why should one section be marginalized? The Southeast is the only region in the country that has 5 states. Every other person has 6 and above. And then you still insist. And see how detribalized they can be. Do you know that from the Southeast, in 2007, Yaradua from Katsina picked Jonathan from Bayelsa as running mate. Buhari picked Chuba Okadibo, they call him the Oyi of Oyi from Anambra State, the late former Senate president, as his running mate. Anambra people voted Yaradua against Chuba Okadibo, their person. There have never been a people who try to vote across ethnic lines. So when you talk about this bigotry and all, it can never be true. I have related with the Southeasterners, and there are people who, they are so accommodating to visitors or strangers because they know that they too are scattered everywhere in the world. So they want to treat a stranger the way they will be treated where their children are.
Yeah.
We must give ourselves a sense of belonging. What is the power in the West? Obasanjo has done 8 years from the West. Tinubu has done, he will do 4 years. Buhari has been there and the rest. How did he transform the destinies? Let's talk about competence and leave this tribe and ethnicity. Trump is from New York. Hillary Clinton is from New York. They both contested. Anybody can come from Florida and still be president. American people, can you get the job done? Please do it.
Right. Are you clamoring for more creation of states?
Never. For us to be great, we don't need to be small. How viable are the ones that we have? The biggest state in Nigeria is Niger State. It is less than 80,000 square kilometers, about 76,000. California alone is more than 480,000 square kilometers. It is the 5th largest economy in the world, or the 6th largest economy. The biggest state in Nigeria, that is Niger, is the one where flood ravaged and killed more than 1,000 people. We are unable to manage and hold people accountable. So we want to look for a way to defer our battle. We believe that when we break into smaller groups, it will be better. Look at the politicians in that your area. If they release una to give una state and they are the ones in charge, how better would you be? Look at it very well without accountability. Every marginalization that took place in the South, where they go talk, say, oil, dissing and all, there is no injustice that happened without the cooperation of the people on ground. The people, forces from outside worked with your traditional rulers, your religious rulers to impoverish you. Build a system of accountability, not shifting the goalposts. Before you know, they go, this one go cut, say, make we divide. Before we want to have 700 states for country where no reach 1 million square kilometers.
Where the change will happen. You mentioned good luck, and I can't remember say I've been seeing reports say Baba say he won't come back, to contest for 2027.
Yeah.
Some people will call him a strategy for
Yes.
But waiting for your opinion, because I mean some people had good thoughts about good luck since we won. The reason why we go vote anybody into office not because of where they come from, but what they are willing to give back to the people. I mean, it's in time don't pass.
Our darling Dr. Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan, you don't try. You have done the one way you fit do for Nigeria.
Chai.
I think it is important that you save yourself any future embarrassment and all of that. Go with the name that you have made for yourself. They call you hero of democracy due to the role you played in 2015. Remain a statesman. Look at somebody who you know is competent. Stand with the truth and your convictions for a better Nigeria and put your support behind that person. The younger generation are looking up to people like you, not coming back again to come and find waiting you keep for Aso Rock way lost where you won't go carry. Please call somebody who is there to send it for you, sir. We love you too much for you to do. Support good leadership. It does not have to be you, Your Excellency.
Amen.
I love you. He's actually one of the Nigerian leaders that, we all love, but he can be a statesman and fight for democracy.
Okay,
Andy Peters, you have warned. You have warned about APC protest contractors.
Yes.
Like, are you saying that the ruling party is funding fake activism, or they are discrediting the real activists?
Now, my mouth, you won't hear a story.
I just want
political party. Let me ask you before you go say you just want from me. Where are those bishops and reverend we been the APC campaign 2023? Where are they? You remember those bishops?
That they wore that.
Where people where feel so fake Anglican bishop cap and gown. Where people where go stand? You saw the videos after they this thing that they stand, they share their money. Those are political religious contractors. They came there for their daily 2K. They are now their farm 9 days, so my dear sister. So you asking me whether APC, what the APC cannot do does not exist. In fact, APC should be conducting NSPPD for Nigeria because they are the real what APC cannot do does not exist. There's nothing they can do.
But they never came out to to support that that activity.
Who will come out to support it? So now which people they do? When you see people they were protesting for end bad governance and you see people carry placard, they say they protest against protest. Then the person where they protest against protest, can't they complain past people where they protest? Say, we don't know. They say they give us 2K, say, but Gary don't cause this and that. Look at what you people are doing. Governance has become politicking. In Nigeria, there is not time for governance. Now, politics. Everything they are talking about is about 2027. We are wasting time under this kind of dysfunctional leadership. We must end it. We must end this reign of terror. Not discussing this kind of this thing.
Randy, since I was a young boy, I don't hear say the youths are the leaders of tomorrow. I don't they almost reach 30. I never still be leader.
Me, I don't reach, I no be.
Okay. Since that initiative don't they supported, we don't see the young, not too young to rule bill. But the concept I'm at 100 million
per form.
Where I want to see 100 million to buy from.
That is, you are not too young to run, but you are too poor to run also. That is what they are trying to tell you. Riches, power is not served a la carte. Life does not give you what you deserve. It gives you what you demand. Nobody who is holding on to power who benefits him will release it to you on a platter. You must get up and take it. Do not wait to be given an opportunity to be a leader. Just get up and lead. The world is waiting for leaders. The leaders in you and me. From the spaces where we are, from this Lahore where we talk, we will take this talk and then match it with our action. That is how we are going to build a better system. Not waiting for somebody. The people who called us leaders of tomorrow, they cannot even sing national anthem. They gather for day. But you who is supposed to be leader, you don't hold. You don't even born Peking. Your Peking go wake up, see shout up NEPA. Because the problem will last 30 years ago. You never waiting Fela talk. Say na 1960 they go give us water from United Nations for third world countries. That song was sung before I was born. Water is still a problem in Nigeria today. Bad leadership. Nigerians should wake up and insert themselves into the equation. Why are you waiting for people to relinquish power they are not ready to give?
Was the change of the national anthem a good idea?
If the change of within how many minutes did they do it?
I wasn't.
Can you sing the new national anthem?
Nah, let's sing it together. 1, 2, go.
Yeah.
Nigeria,
we our own native land. The skylanterns may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Are we standing in brotherhood? Hello.
And then the last part of that song says, to help us build a nation where no man is oppressed.
Yes.
To build a nation where no man is oppressed. If we go by the wordings of that anthem, it's a beautiful song.
Yeah.
If we can implement the lyrics, but you want to change anthem for optics, then hold on to corruption and criminality, you are mischievous. You are mischievous politician and leader. If you want to do something, implement it to the latter.
Randy, I know say you don't give us a couple of solutions here, but people go talk say it's easier to talk about these things when no be you.
Yes.
They wear the shoe, you know. And I don't know whether you get any political dreams, but I don't see for Twitter when I was, you know, researching for this show. I've been seeing some people they talk say Obi go make mistake if you enter power. No put somebody like Randy as a spokesperson. Of course, every leader deserves a right, the people that will guide you properly. Do you understand? So if you as a person become president of this country, what will be the first thing you think say you want to do?
Riches, as Obi will say, me, Peter Aka, I'm not desperate to be a political office holder in Nigeria. I'm desperate to see Nigeria work. I'm a very talented young man. He get many things why they do. Advocacy is just, some people now know me as an angry person where they always fight government. They don't know say I get my other part where they do. You do not need to be in public office for you to show leadership and strength. Even where you are, you can be a leader. But as it is, we must also get people who have that competence and character into the system, because you cannot make change necessarily from outside. So as you talk, it galvanizes support and then you get people there. The important thing for me is that we get people who are true leaders in the terms of leadership, that shows the character, competence and capacities of a leader. So in any part to fix this country, I have the competence and capacity. And once I become president, if I become president, one thing you will know is that the welfare of the people will be my priority. So first, to fix INEC, then fix your judicial system. Let there be justice and shared prosperity. Just give everybody an opportunity to live up to their God-given potentials, where the son of a nobody should become somebody without knowing anybody. That is the Nigeria that I wish for. And I must see, by the grace of God, in my lifetime, I won't die.
Nepo and Lapo.
Come on.
Yes,
Nepo,
that is the combination.
I go like that kind of balanced diet.
You know, we enjoy that country.
Honestly.
Every Friday, public holiday, I go share husband, share wife.
You know, this song remind me of Babaji's song. Share the national
that one.
Oh my goodness. Randy Peters.
Yeah.
I mean, just as we are wrapping up the conversation now, you said so many things. You said, I mean, even on your post, your content on social media, have you ever regretted anything that you have said before? Or do you believe there is nothing that is too far as long as it is?
There are no regrets. Everything that you do will make up the amazing human being that I am, or that you are. What gives you the impression that if I'm given another opportunity to redo it, I will still know it all? I'm not omniscient. I'm not God. I'm a human being. So I take responsibility if I make a mistake, because who doesn't? The important thing is I stick by my truths and my convictions. If I realize that maybe a position you took may have been wrong based on information, you have the opportunity to reinvent yourself as a human being. But always know that the truth is enough at all times. What people will say, let 1,000 people come and say, Peter, you are a thief. It is not important. The question is, Peter, in your heart, are you a thief? Once I cannot answer that question, that is where the problem lies. But if truly I'm not a thief, no matter how far a lie runs, the truth will catch up with it. So I live in peace and fulfillment, knowing that I chase and I go after only what I truly believe in, not what money or anything pushed me into. The truth that I seek. May God help me.
Amen. This way around the talk don't give me joy now. You know why? Because as a people, we must embrace accountability.
Yes, sir.
You know, they talk, say, him, now what him believe in, they hold on to. You, what you they believe today. You they hold on to that truth. In your little sphere of influence, I hope say you know corrupt. Because this change we they advocate for, it begins with you and I. I know say it might sound cliche. You go talk, say they talk every now and then. But you guys ask yourself that question. That office where you occupy, share you know they practice corruption for there. Because now small, that seed where they plant small, now ain't go germinate, turn bear fruits. We don't talk finish.
Talking about bearing fruit. Thank you so
you carry
much.
fruits, girl.
Bearing fruit, so we talk about very fertile land, very fertile Nigeria. And we just want to appreciate you for everything they do. I mean, for your activism, for being audacious and not hiding, not cowering.
Yes.
For just, speaking your mind and speaking the truth. We appreciate you and we are inspired by everything we do. So thank you.
No, you money they inside now
fruit.
You need to drink water.
Oh my God. This is beautiful. Allow me make I talk loud. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful.
Thank you so much.
So much to me. Thank you.
On behalf of the executive producers and the whole team of the Lahore Talk podcast, we just want to say thank you. And when we call you again, make sure you come.
That's so beautiful. Fellow Nigerians, it's not enough that we say these things. The reason we they talk now because say we won't see practical change. And you now go be that agent of change. So be the change where you want our fellow, our leaders, may them be. And how you want to do that change? You say follow Pum out for the conversation. Run, go comment session. When we hear your submissions, talk to us too. Even tell us what you want when we talk next with our guests. It's very important because now waiting go change what we want to see for our country. Be so bad.
Yes, so and you can join that conversation on social media. On Instagram, it is Lahore Talk Podcast. That is LAHOR Talk. You have to spell talk now. Podcast. On X as well. People say they call them Twitter. It is Lahore Talk Podcast. And of course, on YouTube, ensure say you vibe with us, you send messages, you give us review on the kind of thing where they see, on the kind of conversation where we they get at Lahore Talk Podcast.
Make sure say you follow. Don't forget to subscribe. Make for no miss another amazing person who won't come talk.
Yes.
You know, say as
Randy Peters.
Randy don't talk now. Go bring another person we talk. Because talk no they finish.
Yeah, talk
no they finish. So I beg.
Talk.